Hey, what's going on, guys? Battle Nation's Emperor here, back today with another video, and today we will be discussing limited edition Nanopod troops. This was an idea given to me by somebody in our Battle Nation Discord. Shout out to that person. They didn't give me the permission to shout them out publicly. I don't know if they want to or not, so I'm not, but if they do, I can definitely leave a comment down below. But yeah, today's video is going to be about limited edition Nanopod troops, the various troops that Z2 would release on the weekends, various different special holidays, occasions, and these would normally cost somewhere within the range of 50 to 150 nanopods, and they could range anywhere from completely useless to some of the absolute best units in the game. It was all over the place. Today we have 5 very memorable ones right here, and without any further ado, let's jump right into today's video. So the first agent up, we have the Shadow Agent. Here are her stats. And let's get in a little bit about her. What do we know about the Shadow Agent? Well, we know a little bit about the Shadow Agent, starting off with when she was released. The Shadow Agent was released on March 13th, 2014. She was released for 18 nanopods, and you can get as many of her as you want, as with all of these limited edition shop units. They're not like boss strike units, where you have to get one, or then tier 10 if you're really good, you can get multiple. Unlike that, you can get unlimited of every single one of these units. She was a really good unit with a very fun move pool. She had 4 attacks. Grapple, which was a simple jump up. She would swing over to the other side of the arena with her grappling hook and shoot from above. Laser shot, which was basically her just pulling out that pistol right there and shooting it like a laser. Stun shot, which was her pulling out the same gun, but this time shooting a stun shot. This shot stunned the target. And then finally Heat Seekers, which, as you can see, shot the map in kind of a checkers type pattern, hitting every other adjacent tile and doing relatively good damage for 135 damage across that checkered tile pattern. She is based off Black Widow from the Marvel Cinematic Universe. I'm pretty sure even if you don't watch the movies, you're aware of this character. You can definitely see the resemblance in her character design, I would say. Despite the fact that she is wearing armor, she does not have any armor in-game. I really didn't have an issue with it. I was just looking through the Wikipedia, and they pointed it out, and I thought that was really funny, because, I mean, it is kind of true, yeah, she does, but to be honest, I remember her being a very strong unit. I had the fortune of being able to get a few of her, and while she was nothing to write home about, you know, she wasn't like the most broken thing ever, she was very strong. So if you had added armor on top of that, it probably would have just genuinely made her too powerful. So even though her design does have armor, it makes complete sense why they did not give her armor. Completely understandable, but great unit overall. And the final fact we want to throw in about her is she is the second ever trainable female unit. The first is the Eagle Eye female, which is a unit within your barracks. So that was the Shadow Agent. Jumping right into the second unit for today's video, we have the Special Agent. The Special Agent, here are his stats. Information straight from the Battle Nations wiki. And let's jump straight into what we know about him. He released sometime in January of 2013 for 80 nanopods. Every single other unit on this list will have a definitive date. The Special Agent is the earliest unit in today's video, and unfortunately we do not have a definitive date for his release. The wiki does not give us a definitive date. I tried finding several YouTube videos, and the closest I could pin it to was sometime in January of 2013. Because multiple videos were doing reviews on him during this period, and the wiki doesn't say a definitive date, but it does give us a link to a Now Did Z2 forum page, which that would have been the time period of when they would have been using that, because of course unfortunately all those links are dead now. They're still in the wiki, but if you click on them, they're dead. Thankfully somebody did give me a Wayback Machine, so I've been going back and seeing what we can find. Unfortunately just a lot of it is very much corrupted, but I will certainly keep you guys updated on that. So yes, unfortunately, we genuinely do not know the specific date of when this guy was released, but it was sometime in January of 2013 for 80 nanopods. Now, despite being a hefty 80 nanopods that early on in the game of January 2013, he was certainly worth it, because even though he would be a great unit for the entire lifetime of the game, back in 2013, he was a extremely broken unit. Even, again, throughout the entire lifetime of the game, he was a very strong unit, but he was insanely powerful. He had multiple uses, from his crowd control, which was a nerve gas agent, as you can see, which hit the entire field. I'm sorry, this is his EMP, which, as you can see, also hit the entire field, but this was for vehicles, aircraft, everything mechanical. This is his nerve gas. Nerve gas does 68 to all flesh units, so think critters, think humans. This was your entire sweep of the field for all humans. And this EMP 75 was a sweep for all vehicles, all tanks, all aircraft, everything of the sort. And despite having this insane crowd control for both vehicles and humans, he also has an extremely powerful single pistol shot, which is when he throws a smoke bomb to the ground, teleports behind the opponent, and shoots them in the head for 135 damage. Nothing to scoff at. So overall, an extremely powerful unit. He is based off Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell series. Definitely can see the resemblance there. I'm not sure if this is the best photo. I apologize if it isn't. I'm not too terribly aware of the Splinter Cell series myself. I apologize for my lack of knowledge within this field. However, I looked up Sam Fisher, and this was the closest photo I could find to him looking like him, because he has the, as you can see, the night camo vision on the top of his forehead. So for anybody more familiar with the series, by all means, if you could please tell me whether or not this was accurate, I'd love to know. So based off Sam Fisher from the Splinter Cell series, he holds the pistol in his right hand, but when he attacks, he switches it to his left hand. So as you can see right there, he always holds it in his right hand, but when attacking and after he teleports, it switches to his left hand. Small little fact there, but something interesting that they noted on and commented in the trivial factors of his Wikipedia. And finally, the last fact about this guy is he was such a beloved unit. They could not honor their limited edition with him. They reused him not once, but multiple times in the Secret Vault. He was a beloved unit, and he was all over the place. He went from an extremely rare in some of the early ones, he went to a rare, to I believe if you were max level in some of the last Secret Vaults, he could drop all the way down to a common. But nevertheless, he was reused multiple times because, again, he was absolutely beloved by the fan base and considered a great treasure for anybody's army. Because even though he was definitely not the strongest unit you could use towards endgame, he was such a strong unit early on, had such a good crowd control. Sorry about that, my Windows giving me an update. He had such a powerful control early on that even into late game, he might not be your best unit, he was still a strong unit, can hold his weight. Fantastic limited edition unit, even if they kind of wasted the limited edition with it. Unlike every other unit on here, unlike every other unit on here who has a special limited edition promo pop up, he does not. As you can see, all it says right here is just new unit, and that is how it was looked when it was announced for him. Everybody else will have a much more Battle Nations-esque design. Again, very early release for this guy, but overall fantastic unit. Moving on into the Wandering Samurai. The Wandering Samurai, here are his stats, and we have a good little bit to say about him. And here are his clip notes. Released in March 28th of 2014 for 90 nanopods. While expensive, another case of being certainly worth it. He was a powerful warrior with 3 sword attacks. Those 3 sword attacks being 9 slice attack, bamboo slash, and lunge. All 3 of them extremely powerful. Here is 9 slash attack, doing 356 damage to a single unit, possibly one hitting it. The 3 tile slash, the 150 in front of all front units, a very good attack. And then finally lunge, which is just a straight piercing line right down the enemy lane for 159 all the way down. A very good move pool. He is based off traditional Japanese samurai, so unfortunately I couldn't find a reference to him without just finding actual black and white pictures of samurai. But I think all of us are more or less familiar with the general idea of a samurai, and that is more or less what he is modeled off of. He is immune to being stunned, to any type of stun, and he has high status resistance to all other effects. So poison, anything else he has high resistance to, and then being stunned he is completely resistant to. And then finally, one last fun fact about the Wandering Samurai is his 9 slice attack was initially meant to do 9 times the critical damage. However, due to the factor that this would have been too overpowered, it was nerfed down to 4. So even though it would no longer match the name 9 slice attack, it would still do, quadruple crit damage, so certainly, you know, worthy. However, if it had been 9x critical damage, I don't think there's anything in the game that really would have been one shot by this attack. So definitely something they did need to balance out. Completely understandable. We have all his attacks right here, and here's his promo. This unit's mastery of the sword results in 3 deadly piercing attacks. He's sure to slaughter any troops or animals that cross his path. Level 20 and above, available in your barracks. For 90 nanopods, and he was certainly worth it. He was absolutely worth it. And then they brought him back, as they did with many units. He was brought back for one of the 10 days, 10 units, and he was day 4. And they gave, to add insult to injury for anybody who bought him initially for 90 nanopods, he was 25% off. And again, same case, you get a limited amount in your barracks. And this wasn't even the secret vault, this was just bringing him back for a discount. Thankfully, though, this was near the end of Battle Nation's life, so those fans didn't have too much time to be disappointed about this before they would be disappointed about the game collapsing. I know I sure was when I was upset about a few other things within the game. All of it really didn't matter after the game went down. And you kind of wonder if these promotions were genuinely done as a cash grab, or kind of to keep the game alive, or if they had some kind of plan where if this raised enough capital, then maybe they could go back to the, you know, brand new, you know, ball strikes monthly and so on and so forth. But all said and done, I'm glad it's coming back, of course. And I'm glad they kept some dignity with the fall, because it was very graceful to give everybody 999 nanopods. But I just kind of wonder with stuff like this, the 10 days, 10 units, 25% off. So kind of sad to see the discount, especially for the people who bought them initially. But again, it was near the end of Battle Nation's life, so you can't credit them too much. Anyway, moving on from that subject, and the Wandering Samurai, who, again, fantastic unit, great design, great, powerful unit overall. Move on to our next unit. Whew, alright, probably the best one for today. Definitely one of the coolest. Maybe besides the next one. If it wasn't for the next one, I would say definitely the coolest. He's either the coolest or the second coolest for today's video. Of course, none other than the Blood Ninja. Here are his stats. And let's jump right into his cliff notes. Released July 26th of 2013 for 90 nanopods. He was the definition of worth it. He was a regular ninja who was already considered strong within the meta. A regular ninja was considered good, but he was a regular ninja with all the ninja's attack moves, except he had a massively buffed stat pool. Pretty much he was buffed across the entire board in every single field, every single stat. And then not only was he given the entire ninja's move pool, he was given an additional attack elements. So he has some of the ninjas, he has all of the ninjas' attacks, and then elemental attacks to add on to it. I unfortunately never had the honor of getting one of these bad boys when they initially came out in July 26th and 2013. However, I knew several people who did, and there were a lot of people who just, this was the pride of their army. No matter how many boss strike tier 10s they would get, no matter how many limited edition units they would get, they had 10 blood ninjas, and that was the coolest thing in their army. And fair enough, 10 blood ninjas was all you needed to be cool. Because, I mean, look at this guy. He's amazing. And he's pretty good in battle, too. Going to his attacks, you can see the first one right here. A direct strike for 287 up front, then dispersing outwards for less damage. You could see a single strike where he slices up the unit right immediately in front of him, or for a single target strike, for a whopping 647 damage in a single attack. This is the poison attack for 186, so not only does this do damage, it also applies the status effect. This is the dart throw. This does 150 damage through a dart throw to 3 units in front and 3 units in the back behind the targeted throw. This is the exact same thing except elemental. Oh. Sorry about that, guys. Sorry about that. Small technical error. So again, yeah, the double status effect. This is simply just a stun gun, which does 1 damage but applies a guaranteed stun. And this is just another slice attack. 7 attacks in total for the Blood Ninja. All of them good. An insane move pool. Of course, based off traditional Ninjas, again, I couldn't find a reference photo because it was just pictures of ninjas. Exceptionally high upgrade cost. This unit would cost, just from rank 1 for 2, so the first promotion to get it to rank 2 would cost 900,000 gold. An insane amount. However, this would be justified the same way the Wimp's insane cost would be justified. Once you got Wimps to max level, it might cost you all of your gold, but you then had max level Wimps. That was something you could use forever. Same thing with the Blood Ninja, at least the thought process. Yes, it's going to cost you a lot to get these bad boys to max level. Heck, it's going to cost you a lot of experience, but it's going to cost you a heck of a lot of gold. But you can justify that in the factor of, you're about to have max level Blood Ninjas who have all 7 of those attacks unlocked. So extremely expensive upfront investment, but a massive long-term payoff. And finally, one interesting fact is he doesn't have elbows. I cannot take credit for not noticing this. This was, again, in the wiki. And yeah, it's not the factor that I don't think he doesn't have elbows. I think it's the factor he's never been drawn with elbows. But yeah, that kind of freaked me out. I was like, man, yeah, you cannot see the elbows. To be fair, though, I think this is a robe, and it's supposed to be his elbow is under that robe. So I don't think it's, again, I don't think it's he's a mutant and does not have elbows. I think it's just a simple factor of we have never seen his elbows, and they are never displayed. So I just want to go back to that previous photo. This was an official fan. It was either official fan art that was incorporated into the game, or game done by the or fan art done by the official team. Either way, it's officially recognized as Blood Ninja artwork, and it is an amazing photo. Just wanted to share it with you guys because it was on the wiki. And this was his promotional offer. Limited time offer, unfortunately, would not be true, as he would be brought back for the secret vault. But you can see him right there. Ninja Special. The Blood Ninja is a major martial arts master, joining the ninja in your barracks this weekend. And the regular ninja was 40% off. Absolutely insane. And both of them look absolutely stunning. Regular ninja looks cool, but man, yeah, the Blood Ninja looks... The only thing I think could have possibly made his design look better is if maybe his belt was black. If they made him a black belt, maybe that would make him look... Just because the other one has a red belt, I think the contrasting pair would make them look so cool. I think that, made the design perfect. But nevertheless, still a very cool design. And for the final limited edition Nanopod unit, we have the Deadeye. So, the Deadeye. Very, very fun unit. Let's jump right into his flip notes, but before we do that, here are his stats from the Battle Nations wiki for anybody who'd like to take a second to look at them. And let's jump right into his flip notes. The Deadeye was released on March 9th, 2013 for 80 nanopods. He is one of the best snipers in the entire game, with his 3 attacks just being his classic armor-piercing shot with extra reloads. So every single one of these is the exact same. You just start off with 1, and then you unlock the other 2. But even that 1 is a shot that can hit anywhere on the field, no matter what, and hits it for 240 damage that pierces through any armor or protecting plate. Later on, especially when you go against some enemies who would specialize in protection, hiding their weak units behind certain objects, tougher units, whatever, and also units who were, I guess you could say, glass cannons with the high armor pool, this guy came in slow clutch. Ironically enough, I did not get him for March 9th, 2013 for 80 nanopods. I did get him from a secret vault. So as much as I and some other people complain about secret vaults, they did have their uses. I mean, it was, very much yin and yang. But I was able to get him through a secret vault. I got 2 of him. I loved them, adored them. They were awesome. He is not based off anything. He is an original in-house Z2 creation. He is just supposed to be a very cool sniper. I think they very well succeed with the design. Again, based off nothing, just a Z2 creation. Also, another fun fact about this guy is you are given a mission that involves him and the Raider's enemy, Sarah. I hope I'm saying that right. Sarin, the bandit sniper. There you can see him in sniping form. He is one of the strongest, if not the strongest AI or enemy sniper in the game. And with the Deadeye, you absolutely smoke him. So, of course, they're trying to, advertise him, encourage you to go and buy him. But yes, you're given a free promotional unit free promotional mission where you're given a chance to test him out for free against him and a few of his other raiders. And finally, the last thing of note is interesting. It states within the wiki, despite looking very Wanderesque or shady, if you will, like he kind of works alone, this kind of standalone individual, he is actually an elite wing of the Imperial Sniping Force. So he is an elite Imperial sniper. He works for the Empire just like we do in game. And I just thought that was crazy because when I played them, even when I owned him in game, I always thought that he was like this rogue guy who worked alone, that he just so happened to be in your army. Kind of like the same way, the raptors and boars aren't there because they want to serve the Empire. They're more just animals you capture. I kind of saw this guy the same way, not less as an animal you captured, but more like you paid him, the nanopods, and now he works for you as a merchant of death. But no, he is actually for the Empire, so when you pay those nanopods, you're just hiring him from the Empire. Crazy to think, but yeah, it kind of does make sense when you look at his green cloak. Of course, we already discussed his 3 attacks and his promotional mission. And finally, this is his promotional art when he was released. Eliminate targets at any range with the most skilled marksman around, the Deadeye. Exclusive unit. Again, would be for a while until Secret Vaults. And that will do it for us today, guys. I would again like to give a shout out to that Discord member who gave this video suggestion. I think it was a great one. If you guys have any suggestions that you can think of, please comment them down below. I'd love to give them a look, and if other people like it, if I like it, if we think it's a good idea, by all means, would love to make a video idea. Again, mainly just give us some ideas. Just let me know what you guys would want. Loved this video. I thought it was very fun. It's very creative. We're gonna make it a part 1. It can definitely be a standalone video by itself, but if you guys like this, there are many more Battle Nations Nanopod limited edition units. This was 5 out of a bucket of many, so this can definitely be part 1 of more parts to come if you guys like this video. But that will just about do it for us today, guys. If you liked this video, please drop it a like down below. If you're new around here, please consider smashing that subscribe button if you are new. And with all of that being said, thank you very much for watching, and have a great rest of your day.